Resident Evil for me is one of those franchises that is just as nostalgic as Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! It was legitimately one of the first games I ever played. I think I was about 4 years old, and my mom had just bought us a PlayStation 2, and it came with two games, Final Fantasy X and Resident Evil Code Veronica X. And as weird as it may seem, those two games completely shaped my taste in media. I still love fantasy RPG games, and I'm definitely a huge fan of the survival horror genre. Following the release of Resident Evil 9, I really wanted to rate all of the Resident Evil games, like one of those tier list things that all the cool influencer guys do. But as I was getting the tier list together, I realized, hold on, how many Resident Evil games are there? Holy shit, there's 13 mainline games and over 30 games in total? Well, obviously, I can't really give a fair tier list without playing all of the games, and that is where the idea for this series came from. I'm going to be playing every Resident Evil game, every spin-off, every mainline game, every mobile game, every arcade cabinet. Any Resident Evil game I can get my hands on, I'll be playing it. So now, my dear viewer, I present you with Surviving Resident Evil. Obviously, we have to start at Resident Evil 1, the original, the game that defined the survival horror genre that we all know and love.
Resident Evil.
In this mainline Resident Evil game, we have the choice of playing as either Jill Valentine or everyone's favorite Chud, Chris Punch a Boulder Redfield. I think every time I've played this game, I always pick Chris, so you know what? We're going with Jill this time. So once we start the game, we are greeted by the most beautifully coordinated opening cutscene I have personally ever seen. And actually, let's just take a moment to really watch this together.
Alpha Team is flying around the forest zone situated in northwest Raccoon City, where we're searching for the helicopter of our compatriots Bravo Team, who disappeared during the middle of our mission.
Found it?
No, I haven't found it yet. Bizarre murder cases have recently occurred in Raccoon City. There are outlandish reports of families being attacked by a group of about 10 people. Victims were apparently eaten. Bravo Team went to the hideout of the group and disappeared.
Look, Chris!
Hey! Come here!
Joseph!
No! Don't go! Jill, run for that house!
Chris Redfield. Jill Valentine. Barry Burton. Rebecca Chambers. Albert Wesker. Resident Evil.
Absolute cinema. This whole opening cutscene is literally the definition of the 90s. Like, if you ever wondered what it was like to be alive in the 90s, this was it, baby. This was peak. Now, I do understand that the whole point of this game was to be extremely campy, and the modern games have definitely taken a turn away from that. And even though it's, let's be real, bad, it has a certain charm to it. So, after the helicopter leaves our heroes stranded in the middle of Raccoon Forest, they escape to the mansion in hopes of solitude, a moment of reprieve from the chaos that just took place outside. But wait a minute, where's Chris?
Captain Wesker, where's Chris?
Stop it! Don't open that door!
But Chris is...
What is it?
Maybe it's Chris. Now, Jill, can you go?
I'm going with you. Chris is our old partner, you know.
Okay, let me handle this.
Shortly after looking for Chris, we get our first look at what we're dealing with here inside of this mansion. Absolutely iconic. Now, me personally, I was not alive to play this game when it first came out and have it leave a lasting impression on my young, moldable brain, but I know without a doubt this haunted the people of the 90s. We got zombies, then zombies are never good.
Barry?
What is it?
Watch out! It's a monster!
Let me take care of this. What is it?
After Barry absolutely murks this thing, W. Barry, the two of them decide that it's probably best to report this back to Wesker.
Wesker!
And yeah, no Wesker here. So what do our fearless heroes decide is the best thing to do?
Now it's Wesker's time to disappear. I don't know what's going on.
Well, it can't be helped. Let's search for him separately. I'll check the dining room again.
Well, obviously they're going to split up and search the mansion for Wesker and Chris. Duh. So doing a little exploration, got a map, got an ink ribbon, alright, on to the next room. Okay, that actually scared me. So much I had to pause the game and add it into the script that the dog jumping through the window actually scared me. And that is a jump scare that still holds up over 20 years later. Good job, Resident Evil. You get a gold star. So after narrowly escaping the dogs, we stumble down a hallway and end up in this room that has a shotgun. And being the dirty little loot gremlin that I am, I take it. Fuck. So of course, the door behind us is locked, the door in front of us is locked, and I just kept button mashing, hoping something would change, but I really did think I was just about to eat it here.
Hey, what's going on?
Jill? Is that you, Jill? What happened?
Barry, help me please. The door won't open. Quick!
Stay away from the door, Jill. I'm gonna kick this door down.
Hurry! This way!
Oh, Barry!
That was too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich.
You're right. Barry, thanks for saving my life. But Barry, didn't you say you're going back to the dining room to do some research? Why on earth are you here?
I just had something I wanted to check. Now, let's get back to searching for the lost captain and Chris, shall we?
Thank you, Barry.
Yeah.
This is probably a good time to mention that I never played the original Resident Evil, only the remake, and also had never ever played as Jill, so I did know about the roof caving in and the legendary meme of the Jill sandwich, but man, I did not expect how funny the delivery of that was going to be.
That was too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich.
Also, W-Berry, but also Susberry. After a little more exploration, we eventually run into Barry again, and he gifts us with a new weapon.
I found something.
What is it?
It's a weapon. It's really powerful, especially against living things. Better take it with you.
But how about you, Barry?
I have this.
Thank you. I'll take this then.
Now, Barry, that is not a weapon. So actually, Barry just gives us the ammo for the weapon, but the weapon can be found on this balcony next to Forrest, who was unfortunately pecked to death. L. Forrest. Around this point, I actually did start getting pretty confused about where to go and what to do in what order, which actually brings me to something that I love about these games, or really any survival horror, because they all have this kind of confusing, locked door, backtracking, puzzle solving, fight for survival kind of gameplay loop. I fucking love this type of gameplay, and I honestly don't even know why. It's frustrating and annoying as fuck, but so goddamn rewarding when you finally find that thing you ran past like 80 times. For me, it's almost as good as finally beating a boss in a Souls game. Not actually as good, but almost as good. Our main puzzle at this point in the game is the crest puzzle, and we need 4 of them. The first one we can get pretty easily from the painting room, and after solving a puzzle based around our faint existence as humans and how growing old and dying is inevitable, we get the star crest. Yay! We get another from the statue puzzle, which was honestly way too easy, and another from the tiger statue that spins when you give it an eye, and eventually we run into Richard, and well, yeah, he's dead. L. Richard. But before he dies, he lets us know about a giant snake, a poisonous snake.
It was a huge snake, and also poisonous. Ugh.
That's lurking through the mansion, as if things couldn't get worse. Oh, and he also gives us his radio. So, W. Richard. After narrowly escaping the snake, which I believe the snake's name is Yawn? Yeah, Yawn. We get the last crest we need, but then we collapse to the floor due to the poison, and we are rescued by Barry. But when we wake up, Barry is nowhere to be found. So once again, W. Barry, but also Susberry. After completing the crest puzzle, we enter the shed, grab the crank on the shelf, use the crank to drain the water, and enter the guardhouse and prepare to take on Plant 42. But first, we have to enter the laboratory under the guardhouse to drain the water and get a key for, is that a fucking shark? So to kind of quickly explain what was going on here at the guardhouse, a group of researchers lived here, and one of them out of curiosity decided to inject a plant with the T-virus, and it was quote-unquote successful. So they named it Plant 42 and kept it alive to continue experimenting on it. But the problem was that the plant grew way faster and way bigger than anybody in the building expected. The plant's roots began to burrow down under the floorboards and through the concrete into the underground laboratory where they were working on these sharks, which they called Neptune. Now these sharks were swimming around in this water that was filled with the T-virus, which was causing the mutations in the sharks, basically making them zombie sharks. Plant 42's roots come through, bust open the tank, and flood the area, letting the sharks free. That's bad enough, but then Plant 42 starts sucking up all of this T-virus water, making it grow even bigger and even faster than it was before. It grows its vines throughout the whole guardhouse and starts blocking off the doors so nobody can leave and nobody can come in. Then it starts kidnapping researchers, draining them of their blood, and essentially eating them. The remaining researchers realize that's a problem, so they go on to make something called UMB number 20, which is a chemical that is very reactive to Plant 42, and they called it V-Jolt. So after learning about this information, we grab the key and we're going to head back up to make some of this V-Jolt to put it on Plant 42, which honestly, V-Jolt kind of sounds like a knockoff sports drink, and it reminds me of that scene from Idiocracy.
For the last time, I'm pretty sure what's killing the crops is this Brondo stuff.
But Brondo's got what plants crave. It's got electrolytes.
Anyways, we make the V-Jolt, head back down, put the V-Jolt on Plant 42's roots, and head back up to bazooka the shit out of Plant 42. Then we retrieved the Helm Key. And honestly, this part of the game just felt rude with the backtracking. I mean, I had to go up and down twice, which doesn't sound bad, but this is me playing the game, so it was more like 10 times because I kept getting confused on where to go. Also, this box right here straight up tricked me into thinking I was being smart by pushing it down the hallway, when really you need to move these two boxes, then go back and push it down the hallway. I'm still upset about that, and it's been like 3 days. So now, with Helm Key in hand, obviously we have to go back to the mansion to play Unlock the Door again, but on our way out, we run into Wesker.
Wesker!
Jill, so you're safe.
That's what I was going to say. Where on earth have you been? You disappeared from the hall all of a sudden.
I'm sorry, but I have my reasons. Perhaps you guys have met them? It was all I could do to protect myself against those strange creatures.
Is that right? Anyway, it's good to see you're safe.
Jill, our first priority is to get out of here.
Yes, you're right.
Now, there are a lot of rooms in that mansion that we can't get into because they're locked up. I have been looking around for clues.
Okay, I'll go to the other house and see if I can find any clues.
Will you do that? I'm counting on you.
Yeah, sus Wesker. Once we arrive back at the mansion, we're introduced to a new enemy of the game, Mark Zuckerberg. Oh no, sorry, that's actually a Hunter Alpha. Very uncanny similarity though. Little lore on these guys, they were created by combining reptile DNA with fertilized human embryos using the T-virus. So that's fun. They replaced the normal zombies that you would come across in the mansion, and honestly, they pose a pretty serious threat. They're really fast, really agile, and they do this jump attack, which is terrifying because I can never seem to hit them while they're doing it. But for me, at this point in the game, I had so much shotgun ammo and bazooka rounds that I would basically just mop the floor with them. So again, I kind of hit one of those points in the game where I didn't really know where to go, so I just ran around the mansion aimlessly, trying to find any door that I could open with the Helm Key. And of course, the very last door I opened was the one that I was supposed to open to progress the story, and that is where we fight Yawn. And honestly, I was in full panic mode here because I didn't expect to be fighting Yawn, or else I probably would have brought the bazooka with me. All I had was the shotgun. So there I stand, shotgun in hand, staring down a creature I've been dreading to fight since our first encounter, and... oh. I absolutely murked it. W. Jill. So Yawn opens up this hole in the floor, and upon inspecting it, we get a surprise visit from Barry. And like, how the fuck does Barry always know where we are? Like, this is definitely not just Barry randomly running into us. It's like he's been following us this whole time or something.
I have a rope here.
Oh, do you? Well, then I'll try to go down using the rope.
Wait.
Hey, what's going on?
Now I've done it. Sorry, Jill. Wait. I'll go and get another rope.
Now, Barry, I know damn well that was not an accident. So, after we are left stranded by Barry, we find a gravestone, hit a switch, go down into a secret underground kitchen, because, you know, everyone's got those. Grab the battery for the courtyard elevator, get lost, realize you forgot an item, head all the way back to the nearest storage box, stop the waterfall, head down into the courtyard basement, but they really should have called this the courtyard dungeon. I mean, look at this place. Not a single good thing is going on here. After walking through a few doors, we run into Enrico.
Listen, the stars are going to be finished soon. Someone is a traitor. Everything was plotted from the start by Umbrella.
Now, Barry, I know that was you. After we say our final goodbyes to Enrico and grab some ammo from him that he definitely won't be needing anymore, whoever just shot Enrico must have dropped this hex crank when they were making their escape because it was not here before. We pick it up, do some cranky action to literally turn the hallways of the dungeon, which is a pretty crazy design architecturally, escape not one, but 2 boulders, fight a mother spider whose babies try to jump us after we kill her, solve the wolf and eagle fountain puzzle, and make our way down into our final location of the game, the main Umbrella Laboratory. And this place sucks. Mainly because of these naked guys that don't disappear after you kill them, they keep coming back. Oh, and just like every other part of this game, I kept getting lost, so I ran around this area over 20 times and wasted so many resources just trying to figure out where to go. The first thing we gotta do here though is get these doors that are electronically locked unlocked. So we find the password for the computer, find the computer, and oh, check out this startup screen. I can't tell you why I like this so much. I just do. I also really like this. Like, I don't even really know what this is, but it's pretty good. Another cool detail of this computer is if you put the password in wrong, Jill gets upset. Just thought that was pretty cool. After unlocking the doors, we now have access to this conference room, and if you pick up the slides in this room and use them on the projector, you get to see all the monsters you've encountered on your way here. And also this one Umbrella researcher who happens to look a whole lot like someone we know. But I guess it's kinda unimportant because Jill makes absolutely no mention of it. We press this button hidden behind a panel, grab this key, and make our way to an area of the game that is the most appropriately named location ever. Power Maze. It is quite literally a maze inside a power room. And listen, at this point in the game, I was literally one shot, one swing, one bite, one shoulder check, and I would die. So after many, and I do mean many attempts, I finally diverted the power to the elevator to get out of here. And just as we're about to enter, guess who decides to show back up?
Jill! I was looking for you.
Barry.
Jill, don't be angry. I wanted you to wait for me.
Barry, don't screw up again like you did when you dropped that rope.
Jill is either completely oblivious or just in a state of shock and denial.
Wesker?
You did a fine job, Barry.
Just as I thought.
Oh, never mind. I guess she suspected this all along. I mean, it was pretty obvious from the very beginning, but you, Wesker? I thought you were better than this. I'm disappointed.
I think you should stay away from Barry, Jill. I hear that his wife and 2 daughters will be in danger if he doesn't do everything I tell him to.
You are so cruel.
Well, you don't have to worry about anything, because you'll be free from this world very soon, Jill.
Why do you have to destroy stars?
That's Umbrella's intention. This laboratory has been engaging in dangerous experiments, and recently an accident has occurred. Anyway, this disaster cannot be made public.
That's why having stars nosing about is so inconvenient. So you're a slave of Umbrella now, along with these virus monsters.
I think you misunderstand me, Jill. To me, the monsters you mention mean nothing. I'm going to burn all of them together with this entire laboratory. I must complete my mission as ordered by Umbrella. Barry, go up on the ground and wait there.
Barry!
So even though Wesker does work for Umbrella and is a researcher for them, that wasn't entirely why he's been doing all this. See, Umbrella wants to destroy everything at this laboratory, making sure that none of what's happened here can be made public, and Wesker does agree with that, but what he doesn't agree with is the destruction of Tyrant. Instead, Wesker wants to take control of Tyrant and use it for his own personal gains, and yeah, he kills him almost immediately after he releases it. And it's really not even made clear what his plan was after this, but I would assume world domination or something, but maybe he just wanted to use Tyrant to help old ladies cross the street. I don't know. Anyways, it's time to bazooka the shit out of Tyrant. This was honestly way easier than the Power Maze. I think I have legitimate PTSD from the Power Maze, and yes, I am still on one shot at this point in the game. Anyways, we grab the lab key from Wesker and make our way out of here. Now there's one more thing we want to do before heading to the final area of the game. You may have noticed that we haven't seen Chris this entire game, and that's because he's locked up in the cell in the lab. So how do we get him out? Well, first we need 3 MO discs, which we pick up throughout the game. Then we head to 3 different password printers located in the lab, take the password to this door, and then finally open up the cell which Chris is located in. We have our reunion with Chris, and now we make our way out of here. After blasting a few more zombies, we run into a fallen and dying Barry.
Jill, will you do me a favor? This is my last wish. Please give this photo to my family. Will you?
Sure.
Forgive me, Jill.
My God!
Okay, this was actually really sad. El Barry. We make our way to the helicopter pad, and I was honestly scared for another boss fight with Tyrant here because I do believe that you fight him twice, especially from what I've seen and what I remember of my remake playthrough. But no, that's it. You set the flare, the helicopter arrives, Chris and Jill fly off into the sunset, and we see the shadow of a tyrant lurking in the woods of Raccoon Forest. Now, after finishing the game, the ending was kinda lackluster, so I looked into it, and there are a total of 8 different endings for this game. I actually got what is considered to be the bad ending for the game. See, the good ending for Jill is leaving the mansion with Chris, Jill, and Barry alive. And back when Barry dropped the rope and told us to hold on and wait, he would come back with another one. If we actually waited for him, he would have came back to help us out of the hole, thus allowing us to get the good ending where Barry lives and the mansion is destroyed. So, yeah. Sorry, Barry. El Leo. So, how do I feel about Resident Evil 1996? I think it was a great game. I think it was, honestly, for it being a PS1 game, it's really amazing how well the game feels. I know it's tank controls and it's like clunky and awkward as fuck, but after like the first like 20 minutes, it really isn't that bad or difficult to control. The only times I've died were definitely my fault. I never felt like the game like screwed me over, and that's why I died. Like it was definitely a user error type of thing anytime I died. So getting lost, that was frustrating, but that's a part of the experience. And really getting lost kind of, when I say it's part of the experience, at a certain point, the mansion really does feel alive. It feels like a real place. You get to know it as if you were getting to know any other building or place that you would go to. You memorize the rooms, memorize the layout, know where to go to avoid certain things, know where to go to get to certain things. I think that is one of the biggest charms of this game, or any of the Resident Evil or survival horror games in general, is especially the ones where you're trapped in a singular location and having to solve a bunch of problems and avoiding death traps. Like, that is truly like the magic of this type of game. It feels real. It is still a very immersive experience, and it can be very terrifying even though it looks like a potato. So for me, in my rating of Resident Evil 1996, I gotta give it an A. Honestly, I was gonna give it a B tier. I have it written down in the script that I was putting it in B tier. But the more that I think about it, the more that I realize it really does deserve an A tier rating. Oh, I almost want to put it in S tier, but there are some other really great Resident Evil games out there that I just like more than this. I still really enjoyed this experience though, and I recommend anybody who hasn't played this one yet to go play it. At least play the remake. I mean, the remake's more aesthetically enjoyable, but I may even enjoy this one, the PS1 version, more than the remake, but you'll have to watch the next part of this series to really figure that out. So, hey, if you watch this whole thing, you're the GOAT. I really do appreciate that. That's amazing. So, if you enjoyed it, I mean, you must have to watch the whole thing. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, so when you know when I post part 2 of this. Thanks. Bye.